All right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How are we feeling?
Great.
Everybody pumped up for the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Yeah.
We had Phil went through his explanation of how the boxes work, and now that you see the numbers all laid out, you know you're all winners, right?
Yep.
Couple quick announcements. You probably heard it this morning. You heard it last week as well. But next Saturday, 8:30 in the morning, we're going to have a guest speaker here. Very, very good friend of mine, James Raffone. He's the founder of thejarofhope.org, which is a foundation that was created to help find a cure for Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. He's not only the founder, he's also a father struggling and fighting for his son's life. He's actually going to be running in a couple of weeks a 200-mile race in New Zealand for another family. So I shared a video yesterday that was aired. The news picked them up. He's running a 200-mile race in New Zealand for another family that has 2 kids with this fatal disease, and their issue right now is they're not mobile, so they're in wheelchairs. So their parents every day have to pick them up and put them into their car, and it's really not big enough for them to transport these kids. So he's running this race to raise money to help buy them a van. So he's going to be here, and I think having someone from the outside come in, talk about some things, just talk about life, maybe tell you his story, will be a great thing for all of us. I mean, a lot of times we get caught up in our own lives, and we get caught up in our problems or our situations or what's going on in the world, that we don't stop to reflect on really what's important. And this point came from a conversation I overheard yesterday. I was out to dinner with my wife, and I heard a group of people speaking about lotto. And when the subject came up, these people got so excited about, if I would won, I would do this, I would do that, I would do this. And I'm saying to myself, the only thing that kept going through my head when these people were speaking was, they have won the biggest lottery in the world. And what lottery is that?
Right.
Fucking life. They won excuse my language, they won the lottery of life, right? And that's what we really have to become more excited about, the opportunities that we have as human beings to move forward. If you're born with legs and you could walk and run and do all these things, you should be grateful and have gratitude and be humble, because there's someone out there with no legs. So thinking about these things, just another conversation that took place was a conversation with me and my wife, and she mentioned something to me, and I had no idea she knew what that was going on. But who's aware of the 10X Growth Con? Grant Cardon does this every single year. I think it does it twice a year. It's a conference. It's a 10X Growth Con where he basically has motivational speakers like Tai Lopez. What's the guy with the form? The guy with the form. Big guy with the weightlifting guy. E-form, I-form, one form, form 1. Come on. First form. He gets great speakers to come out and kind of tell their story. And the people who go to these conferences, right, are people that are looking for what? Motivation, looking to be shown the way, looking to be surrounded by like-minded people, looking for mentors, right? And people who go to Tony Robbins concert, to events, are people that are probably looking for similar type things, right? So I thought of this like, my wife calls me ma que habla. And in Spanish, in English, that means I talk a lot, right? Like I always have something to say, and I feel like there's someone that needs to hear something because it might help them through something, right? So she calls me ma que habla. So I said to myself, who knows Charlie Brown? Who knows the teacher in Charlie Brown? Everybody knows her as wah, 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 wah. And I said to myself, I'm like, that's what I must sound like every freaking Saturday, right? You got people spending big money to go to the 10X Growth Conference, to go see Grant Cardone, to go see Gary Vee, to go see Tai Lopez, to go see Russell Brunson, all these amazing people that have great stories, right? And these people have now made a decision that they want that information. I'm ready to spend money to learn more, to align myself, to get that knowledge, right? And I'm saying to myself, what the hell do I do every single day when I interact with each and every one of you? What do I do with those things? And I guess my point is sometimes we're blind to possibly what might be right in front of us. Now, I'm not saying I'm not Grant Cardon. I'm not Tai Lopez. I'm not Bill fucking Gates. But I have a certain level of knowledge and experience, and I've never asked any one of you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do or haven't already done. So what I'm bringing to you are proven strategies and methods that can help you win. I do a live every single night that talks about plan today for tomorrow. Why? Because today's results are a reflection of yesterday's planning. And if we would just take that mindset and that thought process and those very simple steps, you would all win at whatever game you're playing. And sometimes we don't even realize we're playing a game. So these are just some of the things you guys got to reflect on. These are some of the things, some of the takeaways that you guys have to have, we have to have when we look in the mirror and we say to ourselves, hey, I woke up this morning, lottery number 1, I won, I'm here, now what? What are you going to do, Chris Gonzalez? What are your plans for today? What are your goals? What are your targets? And you have to exchange my name for your name when you're staring at yourself in that mirror. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you have only one person to thank or blame for where you are. And it's you. You have always been in control. So now you have projection sheets in front of you, right? And we do this every single month. And I said to myself, I'm driving here and I'm like, should I say to them if they put it on the projection sheet and they don't hit it, they're fired? Or should I say to them if I put it on a projection sheet and they don't hit it, their family's going to starve? Or I could put it on the projection sheet and they don't hit it, they're going to die. What can I say that would motivate you and inspire you to stand true to your word? And that's what you document. If you're going to think it and believe it for a second, and you could write it down on a piece of paper, step by step, plan out exactly what it's going to take to get yourself there. And if you would just get off your lazy fucking ass, excuse my language, because I'm in that form today, right? If you would just get off your ass and just do this after this after this after this, you'll wind up getting to where you wanted to go. Does that make sense? I mean, raise your hand if you feel what I'm saying. That's all it takes, guys. You guys didn't raise your hand because I asked you to. You guys raised your hand because you made a decision to. I didn't walk over to you and say, Dexter, here's the gun to your head. Raise your goddamn hand. I didn't say that. I didn't say, Jasmine, you have to do that. I asked a question. You made a decision. Now, how many more decisions will you make today, this week, this month? And if you could speak to your future self right here on paper, right? Chris Gonzalez, at the end of this month, here's what I expect for you to have. Here's what we're going to do. If you could speak to your future self, if you can tell your future self just one thing that you want to change in your life, you got to write it down. You got to write it down because you got to speak into existence what you want. You have to think into existence what you want. You have to act into existence what you want. Once again, I could be the Charlie Brown teacher, right? Or there could be someone out there and I wish I knew who it was or who they were, because then I would hyper-focus my energy on those few people. You can't go in through one ear and go out the next. You can't. It's your life. You won the biggest lottery. You don't have to do anything else but do the things you guys want to do. So, recap. What do we have going on next Saturday? Guest speaker, James Raffone, jarofhope.org. Please share the video. Please share it. We're going to try to get as many people as we can here. We're going to try to get as many people as we can to share the live, to just broadcast it, to shed awareness, to do something. Gratitude, the attitude of gratitude. is what we have to have when this gentleman comes into this dealership to speak to us about what's going on in his life, how he's overcome his struggles, what he is still fighting with, and will never stop fighting for. You hear that from someone else, right? Real live, like, holy shit. What the hell am I complaining about? What do I find so difficult in my life? You know what I mean? So next Saturday, 8:30, please share it. Invite everybody that we possibly can. We're inviting everyone from the entire organization, right? Those who come, come. Those who don't, don't. But let's share it. And let's get the word out. For nothing other than doing something for someone else. And we all do that, right? I hear people say all the time, I don't do enough things for myself. I'm always doing things for other people. Well, you know what? That's life. You know, we were put on this earth to share. We were put on this earth to reproduce, to pass on, right? And I don't mean reproduce by having sex. Reproduce, you know? If you're a good person, make more good people. Right? So next week, 8:30 a.m., James Raffone, jarofhope.org. Okay, check out the website. Know a little bit about what's going on when he walks in, right? Do a little bit of research. You don't even have to. Just go to the website. There's like one video. It tells you the whole story, right? You know? And you'll find solutions for whatever is going on in yours. So projection sheets are out. Set your goals, right? What targets you want to hit, how many cars, how much money you want to earn. Where are you going to find those people, you know? If no one walks through those doors, where are you going to prospect? I laughed about this yesterday, but as I laughed, I freaking said, great job, Peterson. Peterson is contacting people for their birthday, right? He says, happy birthday. Oh, Peterson, thank you so much. You know what you deserve for your birthday? A new car. Come on, this is a guy who's reaching out and saying hello and wishing happy birthday and leveraging an opportunity to make a call or send a text or an email to engage someone in conversation about perhaps seeing something new. This 2009 Honda Passport is an amazing truck. I drove that car home last night and all I kept saying is, holy cow, this truck is nice. You sit higher up. It feels like it's got more power. The handling on this thing, the noise. My door wouldn't close this morning when I got in the car, but that's besides the point, right? But we'll fix that. But it's great. And I come in and I say, Richard, that's an amazing truck. Oh, it's the same engine. It's the same car. You negative, you know what, right? It's not the same car because in my head it was different. So don't change my perspective. Because people are going to walk in and say, wow, where's the new Honda Passport? We did a video last Saturday, surprise Honda Drive, right? That thing's got 1,200 views on YouTube in like a day. 1,200 views. And I had some schmuck go on there and say, oh, you look like the stereotypical used car guy. I feel like I got ripped off. And there was one side of me that wanted to say something bad, right? And what I wound up responding was, laughing out loud, thank you so much. You have an amazing, positive day. That's all I said. And I had like 4 people like that comment. You know what I mean? So there's people out there that want you to feel the way they do, right? They want you to feel the way they do. And they say things to you because that's a reflection of what they feel about themselves. When someone says you're ugly, it's because they feel ugly. That's their way of making themselves feel better. When someone says you smell, that's because they smell. It's like when they say, hey, did you fart? Who farted? The person who smelled it. You smelled it, you dealt it. Is that right?
Yeah.
You smelled it, you dealt it, right? Don't allow someone else's negativity to become yours. Be that influencer of change. Be that driver of positivity. Be that driving force. And you know what? If someone's in your way and they're negative, freaking push them aside. Get out of my way. Because last time I watched freaking Star Wars, the freaking blue sword won. Right? Not the red one. Or what's the movie with Leroy?
Last Dragon.
Last Dragon, right? Leroy! That's all I know, right? Why you turned into Leroy with that beard, but no. I mean, Last Dragon, right? He's like, Leroy! And then the blue lightning one, right? Whatever it is. The blue glow one. Who's the master? Who's the master? I am. And then he stops the punch, and the guy's like, whoa. Great movie, all right? The younger people, you have no idea what I'm talking about, right? You had to have been born before 1980 to know that movie. If you're born after 90, Chris, you know that movie? All right. Bloodsport, what the hell? That's another one. But listen, you gotta love what you do what you love, right? And just make this 28 days, it's gonna fly by, guys. Like that. It's already the 2nd. 26 more days, right? What do you want the end result to be? That's what you gotta put on paper. And then you just have to reverse engineer what it's gonna take to get you there. And that's your planning. And the next thing is you just gotta get off your ass and do it. All right? Anything you guys wanna touch?
Any new programs this month that came out?
All new program. Everything's on sale. Everything, we got programs on now. Programs basically remain the same with the exception of not having cars. So we
can't do any car any deal?
so money car. We have one 2018 Honda CR-V EX in white. And I say it's a money car because it's got incentives and it's got great lease rates, right? So there's an opportunity to retain some of that and make a few bucks, right? And here's what you have to know, right? You are entitled to a profit, right? You're entitled to a profit because we have a great product, amazing service, right? And you're gonna lead with those two things, product and service in exchange for the money. The price of the car is the price of the car. The level of service is priceless. So let's have an amazing day.